Okay, hi. So I wanted to do a video based on functional exercises. So when I say forever fitness for women, I mean forever. So whatever age you are now, it's important to do exercises that are going to help you later to do the basic things in life that we have to do. So first one is a squat. So I've got lots of different things here. You can use a chair just for the security of knowing that you won't fall back, and also because it gives you something to actually sit on if you need to sit there. Okay, so you're going to practice with your chair, sitting and standing. Sitting and standing. So literally making contact with the chair and bringing it up. So if you are not somebody that exercises regularly, but you're just doing these because you want to do the basics for longevity, then you can actually sit in the chair and rest for a few seconds in between. Everybody's got a chair, right? Just sit and bring it up. Hopefully it's a nice sturdy chair. That would be ideal. If you have to use your hands at first, use your hands. The more you do it, you're going to build up these muscles in your thighs, both your quads. It's going to become easier and easier. And you want to work up to not having to use your hands. Now, if you got that, no problem, you do squats regularly, you might want to try something a little bit lower. So you're sitting down and you're standing up. That's going to be harder, obviously, because you're going down lower. But sometimes you have to sit down somewhere lower. Not to be gross, but maybe a toilet. And again, I'm not talking about how you are now, but I'm saying down the road, you want to be able to do the basic movements of life. So here we go. Up. 2 more. And 1 more. Okay. Next is going to be a seated leg extension. So these are great for strengthening the muscles around your knees so you can keep them nice and stable. So you're going to, again, sit in your chair, sit up nice and tall, and you're just going to extend out and fold down. You can keep your leg resting on the chair and do it, and that would be an easier way. If that's too easy, you can lift your leg off the chair and do it here, and that would be harder. So again, you're kind of doubling down on the quad muscles, but you're also working this lower part right around your knees that are going to give you lots of strength and stability there. 4 more. And I would suggest doing 3 sets of 10 for all of these exercises. Other side. I'm just kind of going through a little bit to show you what the exercises are. And then you can do it in your own time. If you want to pause, do it, and then pick up on the next exercise. 3 sets of 10 would be awesome. And if you're doing 2 legs, then you have to do 3 sets on both sides. Right, left, take a rest. 10 right, 10 left, take a rest, and do it like that. Okie dokies, 4 more. 30. 2, and last one. Okay, I'm going to move this chair, get it out of the way. And next thing I want to talk to you about is an overhead press with a stretch through your side. So you can add weights onto this for sure, but I'm going to show you without the weights because it's a basic movement, and if you're just starting out and you don't exercise on a regular basis and it's brand new to you, you're not going to want weights. So I'm reaching up and over. And why is this important as we get older? Sometimes you got to reach something on a high shelf, right? And you got to stretch. You don't want it to be out of range. You want to be able to reach. So even if you are not naturally tall, you still want to be able to really stretch up at least as far as is possible. I have been in the supermarkets many times where somebody goes, "Can you get that down for me And I think they ask me because I'm tall and they're not, and that's why they can't reach it. But sometimes you just need that extra couple of inches and you are there. So really reach up tall, stretch, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. So, step ups. We all have steps, whether they're in our house or just somewhere you go out and you have to do steps. Eventually, it might be a challenge. So you want to build up those muscles now while you can. So I just set up this step here, but you can use a step that's in your house. You can use anything that is a stable surface to step up on. If your balance is an issue, you can have a chair next to you. Like I just moved it away, but if it was still here, you could put a hand on there for sure. And I made this step a little bit higher. I know everybody doesn't have a step from the 1980s with tons of risers to make it as high as you want. But if you do have some stairs with a railing and you can practice stepping up, maybe work up to stepping up 2 steps. So you also want to change your lead, so you especially work the side that's your non-dominant side. So if you're right-handed, you want to lead up with your left foot because sometimes it's going to feel really weird. It's a good brain exercise, like doing crossword puzzles. Start doing things with your non-dominant side. You never know. If you have an injury that occurs on your dominant side and you have to rely on the other side, you're going to wish that you did these ahead of time. So just stepping it up here, leading with the other side. And another thing that you can do, hold it right here. That one will get your heart rate up a little bit too, so working your heart, of course, that's important. You can just do a step on one leg and then back down. Up and back down. And do 3 sets of 10 like that also. And that'll build up those stepping muscles. If you have pain in your knee or anything as you're doing these, then do it on a small step. Don't do so many in a row on one side. You know, listen to your body. Maybe check with your doctor. Make sure you don't have injuries that would make them worse by doing these exercises. We're trying to do it to make life better. And then the same thing would be on the other side. Lift and lower. Exercises for everyday activities. And again, I'm not saying that you're, you might not feel like you need it now. It's boring. It's, not as high energy as the type of workout you want to do. But you should just work these in anyway so that you have those skills and those strong muscles right where you need them later on in life. 2 more. And good. Okay. So now I'm going to go for a bicep curl, and I would like for you to use a weight or anything you have around the house, a bowl, a bag of flour, anything, because otherwise it's not going to really challenge the muscle too good by itself. So here's your bicep curl, and the reason I wanted to put these in is just because these are your lifting muscles. So whether you're lifting a child or a grandchild or shopping bags or whatever it is, you need these muscles. There's going to be things you have to carry, right? So doing bicep curls is going to keep those arms strong right here, where you really rely on those muscles for lifting. Alright, so just curling it up. Be sure you're standing up nice and straight. We don't want you to lean back as you're pulling. That means you have too much weight that you're trying to lift, and that is not something you want to do because then you're going to weaken your back. We don't want that. So you're standing nice and tall and just lift it up. Again, 3 sets of 10. If it gets too heavy, then just alternate one and then the other. Okay, so a few more. This is one of my top 10 workouts, so moving right along. This one, not very exciting, but again, practical. You can hold on to something for balance. If your balance isn't great, we're gonna do some heel raises. So if your balance is good, you can just do it right here. You don't even need to have your arms out. You can do it if it makes you feel more stable. And I'm just lifting my heels up and down. And what this does is strengthen those little muscles in your ankles and your shins, and they just protect the lower part of your leg around your ankles. One of the most common injuries with people as you're getting older is a trip and a fall, right? So you want to make your ankles nice and strong and have some stability right there. So if you get a little off balance, hopefully you'll be able to kind of reel it back in. And good. So another boring but really practical exercise, and you can just do this sitting down, wherever, is just a squeeze and a release. And that's to strengthen those little teeny tiny muscles around your wrist. This is from a practical standpoint, opening jars, you know, like just those basic things that you want to be able to do. And I know I'm feeling it already in my wrists and my fingers, and certain things really bother me here. So I kind of wish that I started doing these things earlier, but never too late to start. 2 and 1. Okay, so I'm going to bring you down to the floor for the next 2 exercises. And that is for your plank. So your plank works your whole core, really works just about every muscle in your body. And so if you don't have core stability, you probably have a sore back also. Got to build up all these muscles right in your center. So we're going to come down, and you don't have to, let me go in stages. You can do a plank right at the wall. Hands on the wall. Sorry, I'm facing away from you, but I don't have wall space anywhere but here. You can take your feet back, and the further you go, the harder it will get. And then you can bring it in to make it easier, so you can take it at whatever plank angle works for you. And if you can come down to the floor, you can also, you can also pick different degrees of difficulty depending on where you're at. Okay, so here would be your modified plank, just on the knees. If your wrists hurt up here, take it to the elbows, and you want to hold. Hold it for whatever you can, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever you can do in good form. So good form meaning you don't want your back to start arching and dipping and feeling uncomfortable. So you want to really pull in from your stomach. If you can do full plank, then you lift your legs up and you're not holding your breath, you're breathing and holding. And then when you start to feel weakness in your center, lower the knees down. You can take a stretch in between. This will kind of release your back. And then you can do it again. And you can do those planks a few times. Slow count of 10. Stay longer if you're good at doing planks and it's not a challenge for you to do 10 seconds. Do 30, do a minute, whatever you can do. And then a little stretch in between just to relax the back. And good. Okay, so the last one I'm going to throw in here is a leg circle. And that's for hip mobility. So you're going to come down. We're going to take one leg up and we're going to circle. So you want to bring your leg up high, pointing at the ceiling, and circle. How big you make the circle is just up to you and your flexibility and whatever is doable. So we're going to go 10 one direction. And then you're going to pause and go the other way, circling inside circles, outside circles. And so it's not so much about what your foot is doing, but what your hip is doing. Body in motion stays in motion, so we have to keep all the joints nice and lubricated for you so they don't get stiff and stuck and you want to keep that resiliency in there. And good. Okay, I'm really not counting my reps as I'm showing you the exercises because I want you to do it on your own. 3 sets of 10 reps on everything. So you can watch the video, you can pause the video, you can take it at your own pace. You might have to go and get a chair or go near the stairs or something. And you may not even need to watch it after you understand what the exercises are. You can just have your list and run through it. 4, 3, 2, I'm just approximating the counts here, and reverse. So it's important to do both sides so that you're working both the outer thigh and the inner thigh, doing the work together, getting all those muscles around the hip. And good. And then of course, some stretching is always a good thing, as often as you can do it. I'm not going to go into them now, but I do have another video called My Top 10 Stretches, so if you want to do that one after this one, you can do that. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Let me know if it was, because I just picked 10, but really there's plenty of other things that are good to do for functional training as well. But these were the top 10 that I chose for today, so I hope it's helpful, and let me know if you're doing it. Try and do it a couple of times a week depending on where you're at. Okay, have a great day.